What would you do if the place you called home turned against you, stripping away the one thing that tied you to the world beyond? For Elias Turner, that question wasn't hypothetical. It was the spark that lit a fire in his heart, one that would change his quiet lakeside community forever. Elias had lived on Lake Serenity's edge for 40 years, his small cabin a testament to a life carved out by his own hands. The lake was his lifeline. His old motorboat, the Wanderer, carried him to town for supplies, to the market to sell his carvings, and to the open water where he could breathe free. The launch ramp, built by his grandfather, was the only one for miles, a narrow strip of wood and gravel that connected his world to theirs. But the Serenity Shores Homeowners Association had other plans. The HOAA Council of Newcomers with polished shoes and sharper ambitions wanted Lake Serenity to be pristine. Motorboats, they declared, were noisy, polluting relics. They sent Elias a letter: remove the Wanderer or face fines. He ignored it. They sent another, threatening legal action. He laughed, tossing it into his wood stove. But when they towed his boat away under cover of night, leaving only a note pinned to his dock, Elias felt something snap. This wasn't just about a boat. It was about his freedom, his history, his home. He sat on his porch that night, staring at the empty dock. The lake shimmered under the moon, mocking him with its stillness. Then, an idea took root, not out of spite, but out of clarity. The launch ramp was his. Private property, untouchable by HOA rules. If they wanted to cross the lake to town, they'd need his permission. And Elias wasn't feeling generous. By morning, he'd padlocked the ramp and posted a sign: private property. No access without owner's consent. The HOA was livid. They banged on his door, waving bylaws and shouting about community rights. Elias leaned against his doorframe, calm as the lake itself. "You took my boat," he said. "Now you paddle." The community's reaction was chaos. Lake Serenity had no other launch ramp, and the nearest bridge was a 2-hour drive. Residents who'd once zipped across the lake in their sleek motorboats now scrambled to find canoes or kayaks. Paddling was slow, grueling work, especially for those unaccustomed to it. Elias watched from his dock as lawyers, accountants, and retirees battled the current, their faces red with effort. He didn't gloat, but he didn't budge either. Then came Lila, the twist in Elias's story. A young girl, no older than 10, with braids and a gap-toothed smile, appeared one evening at his dock. She wasn't like the others. Her family had moved to Serenity Shores a year ago, struggling to afford the HOA's fees. Lila carried a battered paddle and a tin of homemade cookies. "Mr. Elias," she said, "I don't got a boat, but I need to get to school. Can I use your ramp? I'll trade you these." Elias froze. He'd expected demands, not this. Lila's earnest eyes reminded him of his daughter, long grown and gone. He took the cookies, handed her a key, and said, "You paddle safe, kid." From then on, Lila crossed the lake daily, her small canoe a quiet rebellion against the HOA's war. Word spread, and soon other kids joined her, their parents too poor or stubborn to fight Elias's rule. The ramp became a lifeline for the underdogs, those the HOA overlooked. The HOA tried everything: lawsuits, bribes, even sabotage. But Elias's deed was ironclad, and his resolve was stronger. Months passed, and the community split. Those who paddled with grudging respect for Elias's stand, and those who cursed his name. Lila's cookies became a weekly ritual, each tin a reminder of why he fought not for revenge, but for principle. One dusk, as Elias watched Lila paddle home, a lawyer from the HOA approached, hat in hand. "We're selling the boat ban," he said. "You win." Elias nodded, unlocking the ramp for all. He'd never wanted war, only fairness. The lake was free again, but the lesson lingered: some fights are worth paddling for. Yindi.